You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Now, before we go to the Commonwealth Games, to get updates on Team Nigeria, we have our guest in the studio, Kayode Ahmed.
Good morning.
Kayode, good morning. It's great to have you on the show. And what a day to have you on the show as well, too.
Yeah, what a day to be back.
What a night that
Are you
was.
one of those before we do that, let's do the Commonwealth Games.
Let's do the Commonwealth Games and let's get updates from that one. At the start of the show, we talked about our Team Nigeria sweeping the powerlifting categories, and it was a clean sweep, 4 gold medals for our Team Nigeria in that one. And let's talk about boxing. We haven't heard much about boxing from Team Nigeria, but we have Yetunde Odunuga beating Caroline Vera in that quarterfinal matchup, and she's through to the semi-final. Usually when you get to the semi-final, that's a bronze medal guaranteed. So that's another medal for Team Nigeria. In the semi-final, she'll be taking on Paige Mooney from Great Britain. Okay, this one here now, I'll get Kayode to talk about Nigeria's D-Tigers. They played their qualifying men's final yesterday against Scotland, and they lost 61-66, meaning they lost all 4 games that they played in this competition. I mean, are you surprised by the way they performed? I mean, losing all 4 to Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. Now, Scotland. Do they play basketball in Scotland?
They do.
They do, really? Yeah, but of course they do. I know, but you get the point. They're not superpowers. Yeah. Okay, they won 1 quarter. Oh, really? That's consolation. What's going on?
I'm quite surprised by their performance. Going into the competition, we felt, okay, the combination of the home-based players and the foreign lads, though some of them are unattached, but we still expected them to still give a decent showing. Now Nigeria is ranked above New Zealand. At the last FIBA ranking, we were ranked 32nd, New Zealand 38. And we went into that game and we lost. I knew it was going to be difficult against Canada and Australia.
Yeah.
But against Scotland, losing 61-66, yes, it became par in the third quarter, 46 apiece. And I felt going into the last quarter, Nigeria would turn things around. But then again, you look at it critically, you can't give what you don't have. On that stage, we choked. We just weren't good enough. Yes, Ike Diogu, the captain of the side, and Azuma Dike of Canopilas did quite well. Abdul Yahya too, but we just fell short. The Scottish, in the last quarter, especially one guy called Craig Davies, if I get it particularly right, with the 3-pointers. Our turnovers were quite high. We had a number of opportunities within the paint and even from the court, but when you could not convert the basket, it says a lot. We played so well, but we just couldn't convert our chances, and eventually we lost and we're out of contention.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was, we're looking at it to be an injustice. Remember we talked about it to be an injustice if we, after losing all our group games and all that, getting to the semis and all that. But then you wouldn't really see what happened. But I think this was a bit close, 61-66. But we played against Scotland. And, I mean, low-scoring game, 61-66. I can't remember the last time I saw this kind of scoreline in an international competition, because usually you're expecting something higher. But I think just maybe the Tigers were not just ready for this Commonwealth game.
That's what it looks like, the bottom line.
Unless Umora was in the round.
Regardless of...
But for all the baskets we threw, we just couldn't convert.
That's what I said, we're not just ready.
We're not ready because the guys didn't get opportunity to train. And this is a team, not an individual sport.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that some players are 72 hours before their first game and all that. I mean, you don't do that. Australia is a very far country, and this... Okay.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's talk about other teams. Table tennis doubles event is on round of 32. Arno Quadri and the likes were in action. Okay.
Arno Quadri. Slides of that. This one is very interesting because Arno Quadri and Segun Torreira, they paired up to take on opposition. Tom Wilson, Simon and Watson came from Jamaica, and it was a whitewash, obviously. Jamaica and Nigeria, when it comes to table tennis, there's levels.
Match, yeah.
Right.
Sprints,
so
fine, they're good, but
so it was a 3-0 victory for Segun Torreira and Arno Quadri Day into the round of 16. They're getting ever closer to the championship, to the medals round. We also saw Bode Abiodun and Omotayo Olajide pair up to take on opposition from Mauritius, and that one ended 3-0 as well. So round of 16 for Nigeria's table tennis players. Let's move on to the singles now. This one, okay, I don't know. For me, I just feel Arnold surely should find a way to win at least the medal for Nigeria in this competition. But first of all, Segun Torella will be in action against Aaron Wilson. Then Arnold Quadri will take on Brian Chan Young in that particular round of 32 matchup. Cecilia, the ladies will also be in action later today.
That's qualifying round for
long jump.
Long jump. Precious Okoronkwo, she's the only one there. So we'll see if she can make it to the final. Then the women's 200 meter semi-final, only Praise is also there.
Right.
Why that's off Praise and of course Isoke in Binosun. The two of them are the ones representing Nigeria in the 200 meters. They are in the semi-final. We'll see if they can make it to the final. Then for the men, you have Emmanuel. Emmanuel Goodwin. We'll see if he can also make it to the final. Then the women's 400 meters, the sole one, Yinka Jami, she's tried, from the qualifying round to the semis, and now she's in the final. She can finish.
It's a debut as well, so it's a debut,
really
very
cool.
impressive.
Getting this far,
I
think this
but I think she can go. Let's see where she can go a step further. There's the Botswana there, Amant Montshaw. She's in the final, so who knows?
How far can these girls go?
You have to be scared of Botswana. Recall Isaac Makwala.
For
the men, got
1-2 actually for Botswana.
For Botswana.
Finally, finally he performed at the big stage, right?
You have to be scared. I was hoping Patience Okon George would have done well, but she got disqualified on the grounds that she went into another lane. But Yinka Ajayi, being there done that, I'm not so certain if she would make the podium. But at least that we have a Nigerian
in the final.
No, I mean, she's just trying to lower expectations.
She's just trying. Our first individual final, she became a pro. I'll be surprised if she gets to the podium. But the fact that she's in the final is something noteworthy.
Absolutely. I'll give you this opportunity to talk about the powerlifters. We saw it there on the screen. Abdulaziz Ibrahim winning the last of the 4 gold medals for Nigeria. I was in the heavyweight category. I mean, what more can you say about these guys? How they, regardless in the face of difficult situations, they go into these major tournaments and they always deliver 10 out of 10. Let me put it that way. 10 out of 10 they deliver.
Well, it's a sad commentary that we only get to talk about these guys
when
they go over there to competitions and do Nigeria proud. I watched the lift of Abdulaziz Ibrahim, and after the second lift, he had already won gold. that was how dominant they were. And in all the competitions yesterday for powerlifters, Nigeria won all the 4 gold medals at stake. We also won 2 silver medals, Lucy Ejike and Paul Kennedy. The sheer dominance is incredibly commendable. And now they've said they want to meet with Mr. President. It's understandable.
Yeah, they should.
Beyond giving them fish, show them how to fish. Now, our systems and maybe building stadia are not so special people friendly. They have issues climbing the stairs. They have issues boarding the buses and what have you. Maybe this is the high time we started taking them seriously.
Into consideration.
Because whenever we go for Paralympics, Commonwealth Games, or any other competition they get. I recall when they went to Mexico City not too long ago, they won all gold medals at stake. And these guys are doing us proud again. If not for them, we will not be 9th at the Commonwealth table now. We have 4 gold medals, and all thanks to the powerlifters.
Incredible.
It's mind-blowing that we've not given them the credit that they deserve. Going forward, we should take a cue from this and let them know that they are honorable. Not just the fact that when we go for competitions, we say they've done us proud, we promise high heavens, and at the end of the day, nothing gets to happen.
Interesting. So, I mean, and when you're saying you're talking about the authorities are in charge of sports.
All of us, even when we don't get to talk about them as often as we should.
The chance, right? We're doing that right now, right?
We do, we do.
So let's take a look at the medal table, right? What's it looking like? I love the fact that we're 9th, but then that's, okay. Maybe at the end of today, let's see what we have here.
Australia keep pulling away. 133 medals in total. 52 gold. Wow.
Wonderful. Okay. Voice close.
England, India, New Zealand, South Africa, Nigeria, and I don't know, by the end of today, do you see Nigeria adding to the tally. I mean, looking at the guys that are in action. Yinka, I think you already said it. You don't expect us to get on the podium.
Okay, so we're going to remain like this by tomorrow, right?
By tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, we might still drop until when we see the
we might drop.
wrestlers get involved.
Okay.
At the last time Commonwealth Games, they won 11 medals in total. And with the likes of Aminat Adini, Blessing the Borodudu, Odunayo Adekore, and even the guys, Soso Tamaru and Amas Daniel, with the preparation they've had going into this competition, they look like one of the best bets to win Nigeria more medals. Let's wait for the 4x1, 4x4 in athletics for us to also get in among the medals. But I'm also certain if you are going to finish 8th, like we did at the last Commonwealth Games, we won a total of 36 medals, 11 gold medals, 11 silver. But with the shabby preparation we had going into this competition, we're doing not so bad.
Yeah,
decent.
Well, I think we're doing it's decent because we were not expecting so much. So,
not at all.
That's what it's looking like tomorrow. More updates. Hopefully, Yinka gets me something.
Yeah, hopefully. Why not? Just stoop to conquer. Just,
yeah. That's a good one.
Dive over the line or something.